Hello. Here we are again. It's another day of coffee time. It's where I go to the Daily Mail website and I just read the news. Just read the news. Top story. Prince Hazza is in town and he's lost his latest legal challenge against Home Office because he wants his security arrangements paid for when he's in the UK. And, well, basically they said, no, Haz, you're on your bike. Now, again, I'm not a great champion of old Prince Haz, but this seems a little. I don't know if this seems right. Here he is, looking a bit peeved. I mean, when we have all manner of dignitaries come over, I'm sure they get security details given to them, or are they all paid for? But anyway, Haz is on his bike, but you never know. He might actually appeal again. It's the only time he is appealing. Hey, here we go. This is a good one for you. Lib Dem leader Ed Davey was on the radio this morning, and someone phoned in on LBC to him. He was on the radio, and he was talking about gender stuff, and he said, "Yeah, it's quite clear that a woman can have a penis." There you go. Ed Davey. He's. Remember, when anybody says that, say to him, "When did you start believing in the female penis?" It's a bit like the Tooth Fairy or the Easter Bunny, So yeah. A caller called Mary asked him on LBC to explain what a woman is. And he couldn't. Because Nick Ferrari asked him, can a woman have a penis? And Mr. Davey replied, well, yeah. Yeah. Now again, you got to explain your case quite clearly, because people think that you're against certain. I don't care what you do to your body. I don't care, but we have this thing called reality, and biological reality states that you cannot change sex. You can present as, and we have this thing called a polite conceit, where if somebody has all the operations and surgically, cosmetically changed to have the appearance of the opposite sex, then we will go along with their reconstruction and call them that. But biologically, they're still their birth sex. Gender is a construct, sex is absolute, and that's what we have. We have a polite conceit. But if you're a man and you're dragging up, you're transvestite, that's it. But we live in a very strange time at the moment, and it's so that women give up their hard fought for spaces so that men can go into them. Now remember, women weren't allowed out. Women have only had freedom for about 120 years. Before the 1900s, women weren't allowed out. They weren't allowed to go to pubs. They had to go to the saloon bar if they were lucky. They didn't have public toilets. They fought for all this. And like I say, within 100 years, they're giving it all up to men. Funny our world we live in. I never thought I'd become a militant feminist at the age of 50, or whenever it was when I first got turned on to all this gibberish. It came from the schools, I might add, from what they were teaching me kids. But do what you want. Doesn't affect me, but keep out of women's spaces, women's sports, women's hostels, women's prisons, the female wings of hospitals. You got the idea, lads. Keep out of there. But Ed Davey, he believes in the female penis. Here's some concern. Do you remember World War III? Well, I think we may actually be living in it, because Russian authorities have ordered residents of 9 villages in the Belgorod region, which borders Ukraine, to evacuate their homes. Because, yes, it seems that anti-Putin groups, rebel groups, have started to capture territory on Russian soil. So, again, they're not sure if they're Ukrainian militia or they're actually Russian militia that have, turned again on the borders of Ukraine and Russia. They have a very strange, cultural thing. They're pro-Russian, pro-Ukraine, da 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 da. But yeah, they've seized the land in the name of Ukraine. Regional Governor Vyacheslav Gladov confirmed that aerial bombing raid had caused fires at a government building and urged citizens to take shelter amid the rebel attacks. Ukrainian military intelligence said 2 armed Russian opposition groups, the Freedom of Russia Legion and the Russian Volunteer Corps, were behind the biggest armed incursion into Russian territory since Putin's began on February the 24th, 2022. So there we go. It's all kicking off. Does this mean World War III started now? Is it now? Better not worry about it. Better not worry about it. Good news, everybody. The WHO, not the WHO, not the horrible WHO, the even horribler WHO, the World Health Organization. They're warning us. Dr. Tedros Adhanom, Ghebreyesus has told the World Health Assembly Forum that there's a threat of another public health crisis. Yes. And that the planet should be ready for a disease even deadlier than COVID. Here he is. He's saying, pull my finger. That's what he's saying. So yeah. And we've got some top 10 of illnesses that could be even bigger than COVID. Look. Hey, who remembers Zika? Who remembers Rift Valley disease? Whoops, I've lost the window. Pressed on the wrong window there. Wow. And of course, who knows the disease X? But yeah, Lassa fever, Ebola, and who can forget Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever? I think, isn't that where you bleed out of every orifice? Oh, Andrew's in. Hello, Andrew. Meanwhile, the IMF, or are they unbelievable? I can never remember which hit the IMF had. But yeah, the IMF, that's the International Monetary Fund, has admitted that Britain will not go into recession this year after another humiliating shift in its forecasts. The international body predicted in January that the UK will be worst performing major economy in 2023, with a 0.6% fall in GDP, even worse than Russia. That's because of that bloody Brexit. I mean, those idiots who vote for Brexit. God. If I knew who they were, who vote for Brexit, do you know what I'd do? I'd shake them by the hand. That's what I do. Because I'm one of those horrible Brexiteers. No, I'm not. I'm old school Labour. Tony Benn Labour. That's what I am. But there you go. So their economic predictions. Yeah, we're the worst in the G7. Oh, bibbidi. What's that? Was that good? Oh no. Could be a good story, that actually. So yeah, it's not going to be that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad. It's bad, but not that bad. Meanwhile, there were riots on the streets of Cardiff last night. We can see. We've got the. Yeah, look at this. Look at that. It all kicked off in Cardiff. And this is the clean-up campaign. This is in the deprived suburb of Ely in Cardiff. Reminds me, there's Ely in Cambridgeshire as well. Here they are, all cleaning it up. He's got some brickwork there. And yeah, that's what was going on last night. And why? Well, again, everyone was a bit of a loss of what had happened. But there was a crash, and 2 teenage boys died what they call it as an e-bike tragedy. But that social media rumours, because there were these social media rumours claiming that it was the police what killed them, and it weren't. They were hit by a bus. Here's the little darlings who were wiped out on their e-scooter. A tragedy for all, I'm sure. But they were, wiped out by a bus, and social media got hold of it and said, oh no, it was the police what done it. And so everyone went on the rampage. And oh yeah, that was the cute picture. Sorry, I meant to show you the more recent picture. There you go. That's one of the little darlings. Like I said, it's a great tragedy, isn't it? And here's the other fella. Like I said, it's best when you show the more recent pictures than the ones when they were just wee little kids. But yeah, it sparks a riot because people are thick and social media is a cancer. Turn off now. Do something else. Less boring instead. Meanwhile, we've got some more aggression against Just Stop Oil protesters. This was whoa, there we go. He's having a right old go at them before the police intervene and arrest him. He got arrested. The marchers were marching slowly across Blackfriars Bridge, London Bridge and Tower Bridge. Around 45 activists in 3 separate groups slow marched. And you can't really assault them. You can't really do that. You're not really meant to push people around. You can shout at them and scream at them and possibly tear their banners away from them, but you're not allowed to manhandle them like that. It's naughty. Very, very naughty. Oh God, more about it this morning. Does anybody care? Meanwhile, we talked about this last week about TikTok pranks where people were breaking into people's homes. Well, they managed to arrest the fellow responsible. I mean, they named him yesterday, but they've taken his name off here, I guess because it's a live case, but they've got some footage of him gesticulating at the camera. But yeah, this, again, little darling, he's an 18-year-old TikToker, a self-styled prankster who filmed himself bursting into people's homes, and he's behind a series of pranks which have included stealing a woman's dog, ripping up library books and jumping into strangers' cars. Yeah, in the latest prank, he filmed himself picking up an elderly woman's dog and running away whilst laughing. Later returns the animal to its owner, who is visibly distressed by the entire event. But yeah, he's had videos where he's harassing women on train and in a park, destroying books in a library, riding an e-bike through Sainsbury's, whilst security guards chase and try to stop him. And he was filmed by friends as the police hauled him away as officers travel to his home, which he shares with his mother. It's not very good, is it? And this is is a still of him with the dog incident. Doesn't give much away. Again, it's a woman in a park that he's harassing. So yeah, lovely kid. Book him, Dano. Meanwhile, SATS marking is delayed for a week amid chaos as technical glitches see teachers unable to access online assessment portal. And some of them are going to have to work over the half-term break. Oh, that's a shame. No, they work hard. They work hard, the teachers. Meanwhile, they reckon that there's this Wonder Loaf. Do you fancy a superfood, a Wonder Loaf? Well, there's this 15 quid loaf of sourdough that they reckon helps you sleep boosts your immune system and lowers your blood pressure and cuts your stress. What, 15 quid? I think your stress would be through the roof, and so would your blood pressure. But the claim is made by Mim Habits, a Spanish company that has launched a range of loaves in the UK billed as the first bread designed by scientists to help to restore your gut health. The firm advises eating 2 slices of its bread a day to balance the gut microbiome. Collection of bacteria and viruses and other microbes living in your digestive system. There you go. And this is what it looks like. I mean, it looks a bit psychedelic, doesn't it? Don't know about that. What do you reckon? And 15 quid. But they do have the ingredients of the sourdough that's a super bread. You've got, it's amazing. I'll tell you, it'll only be a super bread if it made the sandwiches for you, wouldn't it? Yeah? Hey? Will you be buying a £15 loaf of bread? Leave a comment in the comments box below. You never do. You never do. Oh, we've got some cult news. Cult news, everyone. You love a bit of cult news. This is the story of Beth Jones and Kieran Cunner, who were boarding a plane. This is on a TUI flight at Manchester Airport. They were going to Crete, and the couple had been on a 5-hour vodka binge. Well, that ain't good, is it? That ain't good. But they were so unsteady at the airport that Beth Jones dropped her baby when Cunner attempted to pass her onto her lap. Cunner later knocked the baby out of her seat a second time when brushing past shocking fellow passengers. A female flight attendant confronted the pair, but Cunner threw money at her and said, "How much do you want from us? We're poor. How much do you want, bitch?" It's nice. And they were eventually escorted off the flight, which had 200 other passengers on board. And let's see, is she up for Mother of the Year award? No, she's not. She's not. And she admitted being drunk on an aircraft and child neglect on May the 12th last year. She's from Ashton Underline, and this is Kieran Cunner, who is currently serving 32 months for unrelated dangerous driving offences, and he was given an extra 3 months for being a wally. Jesus Christ. Again, it's only when you read about other parents you think, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Jones was ordered to complete a 12-month community order, 20 rehabilitation activity days, and a 90-day alcohol abstinence requirement, and further fined £50 with £195 in costs and victim surcharge. So there you go. But I do like her disguise on the way into court. She obviously knew that she'd be on coffee time. She obviously a viewer. It's not. I'm just joking. Just joking. What else have we got? I'm trying to find some good stories here. Oh, that's not a good one, is it? Oh yeah, Ray Stevenson passed. He's an actor. He's been in so many things. It's a great shame. Irish actor. Again, I'll say Ray Stevenson. You won't know who he is, but he's been in lots of things. Probably most notable in the Thor movies. But he's going to be starring in the Star Wars Ahsoka series. And I don't know, if we've got a picture of him in Thor. People won't know him in Thor. No, we haven't. That's no good. But let's see him on the recent Star Wars Celebration Day, which was in London in April. Here he is in fine form. He was in Dexter as well. He's the villain in Dexter for a bit. And yeah, it's a great shame. I read that. I thought, it was a shame because he was a good character actor who'd crop up in all sorts of things. So yeah, thank you, Ray, for entertaining us. What else have we got? Oh, that is an animal story. I've got a couple of animal stories today. Bear with me. These stories are not very good today. Meanwhile, this is, again, it's some more gender woo-woo stuff. We love the gender woo-woo. But yeah, Mara Yamalchi, she's a former Olympian and British elite marathon runner. She was talking to the Telegraph, and she says that parkrun, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but they run park runs all over the country. There's a story. They run park runs all over the country, but yeah, they've got this new gender ID thing where self ID thing where men can run in the female categories, and she's claimed that the parkrun female group course record was smashed to smithereens by a trans-identifying male, and believes the record may now be out of female hands forever. Yeah, because men and women are physically different. That's why we're men and women. It's obvious. But yeah, Miss Yamalchi's comments are the latest in a row in professional sports about letting trans women, no, they're men, compete in women's categories. This is why there's the issue. And here's a picture of her with Sharon Davis, is also outspoken on the subject. This is the ridiculousness of it. You might as well get rid of women's sport if you're going to let this happen. But hey, there you go. I feel sorry for the youngsters who, young women who are trying to, get into sports and just seeing this all being ripped away from them. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, that story just came through. Rolf Harris has died, 93. He finally succumbed to, I think he had neck cancer. Again, there's a really funny documentary about him on ITVX. Very funny. It's hilarious. Lots of moody music in it for you, But there you go. But yeah, Rolf Harris dead at 93. That'll cheer a lot of people up. What else have we got? What time? I feel like I've done enough. Oh yeah, this is important. This is an update to last week's story about the little donkey who was taken, Baby Moon. Do you remember? We do have an update. There's the little donkey. She was taken from her mother, but Miller's Ark, which is where she was stolen from, an activity farm in the village of Hook, has been keeping the public updated via Facebook, and they posted yesterday saying it's been a credible sighting of Moon. It said a member of the public has been in touch with us, stating that they saw a small ginger-coloured donkey in the boot area of a dark blue car, a hatchback, small estate-style vehicle. There was a boy, possibly a 10 to 14-year-old, sitting in the back of the car, behind the driver's seat, leaning back over the boot, stroking and talking to the donkey. A plea for anyone who's seen driving in the area at this relevant time, with any dash cam footage, should be handed over. And then there's a crime number. But yeah, there's a £10,000 reward for a return. And there's a fundraiser which has been raised more than £5,000 to install a full security and surveillance system at Miller's Ark. I mean, it's shocking. Neardale with her mum. So yeah, that's an update. We need to find them. God, there's a lot of gender woo-woo news here. Meanwhile, in America, in the state of Montana, they've actually signed a bill defining sex as either male or female. because what? Yeah, Greg Gianforte, the Republican governor of Montana, signed the bill into law, declaring there are only two sexes, male and female. Yeah, that's right. God blimey. Science, bitch. Oh boy, how did we get here? Meanwhile, you see, I love women. I really do. I love them. Oh, I love being around them. Love looking at them. Love, you know. So maybe I should go on a pilgrimage to Thailand. This is a Buddhist shrine at the Nakhon Ratchasima province. And should we have a look at this? It's quite an impressive statue. And I'm not quite sure what it's meant to represent, but I guess when you go there, you kiss it. I guess you kiss the shrine. I'm so demonetized, but yeah, this is a Buddhist shrine in Thailand, and yeah, it's surrounded by 8 smaller vaginas. So yeah, they call them sacred lady parts. But don't be upset. Don't feel left out, men, because they've got something there for you too. Are you feeling a bit inadequate now? I know I am. So yeah, everyone gets a statue. Bibbidi. So there we go. So let's all go to the statue is swollen in popularity. I bet it has. And it was built by devout Buddhist nun. Oh, I can't even say that. Now Kochapon Simitawong, or Mother Brahmin. And it was built to cleanse women of bad luck for committing sinful acts. So if you've had a bit of how's your father with your husband's brother, you go there, absolved of it. I'm so demonetized. Hey. Meanwhile, we're going up to Whitby, the seaside town of Whitby. That's near where Brendan lives. But this is the story of Corey Grieveson, right? And he works at the local fish and chip shop, right? And he's so annoyed with the local seagulls stealing people's fish and chips that, well, he's taken it quite seriously. He's dressed up as a giant eagle and he goes around scaring the birds away. Yeah, Corey, who's lived in Whitby his whole life, said that people are spending 30 quid on a meal of fish and chips for family. It's all gone because the birds swoop down and steal it. And he's putting an end to it. Here he is. He looks quite happy. He's definitely getting Employee of the Month, isn't he? So that's pretty cool. See, the problem about seagulls nicking your fish and chips is you can't have them up before the beak. Can you? But, and yeah, apparently he's doing a great job. He says it's working because they're not around now. There you go. Meanwhile, how many council workers does it take to turn a light bulb off? We'll never know because Cornwall Council is training its staff on how to switch off light bulbs because one of its buildings will lit up like a Christmas tree all night. Yeah, workers at the offices in Cornwall Council to be given instructions on how to switch off the lights. One of the main buildings, the Chai Trevai HQ in Bodmin, was lit up like a Christmas tree all night. And it accommodates 600 staff. And there have been pictures of the building with all its lights ablazing. A council spokesman admitting that the atrium lights in Chai Trevai were left switched on accidentally and added training will be given to ensure this is an isolated incident. And staff will be taught that the last one out must turn off the lights. All of them? God, that could take some time, wouldn't it? Imagine that. You've got to go around and turn off all the lights. There you go. Can't I just say, Alexa, turn off the lights? See what I did there? Yeah. So I've got a few animal stories. I've got a few. Should we do the animals? We'll do the animal stories now. Let's just do it because I've done half an hour. Oh no, I forgot this. No, I'll do that tomorrow. I'm going to do this one. I've got a couple of good ones I'll have to remember to do. But firstly, we're going to do the story of Casey Rivera. And here he is. He was in Rocklin, California. The 41-year-old was pictured helping some ducks and ducklings get across a busy road. Isn't that lovely? What a great guy. And here he is with his family. Here he is. But unfortunately for Casey, as he was doing that, he was knocked down by a car and killed. A witness, William Wimsatt, who was 12, said he got out of the car and was shooing the ducks across, and everyone was clapping because he was being really nice. He helped them get over the curb because they were all little baby duckies, and some were having trouble. And then he walked in front of our car. My mum rolled down the window and said, good job, and I said, good job too. Then right after that, the second after that, the youngster was left gasping for words as he recalled how he was hit. Casey was hit by a speeding car. He said, all I remember is a sound and then him flying across the intersection. And unfortunately, the man's children also witnessed their dad being hit. And the person who was driving the vehicle was a teenager. And no arrest was made, and the incident was still under investigation, according to Rocklin Police. But yeah, terrible. And someone left a little floral tribute with some duckies there for him. So poor Casey did a good thing, but we can't end on a sad story like that, can we? No, we can't. We can't. We're going to go to Colchester, right? And CCTV captured water buffalo stampeding and falling into the swimming pool, the 70,000 pound pool at the home in Colchester. This happened last July, and it lasted 15 minutes. The water buffalo had escaped from a nearby rare breeds farm and ended up causing £25,000 worth of damage to the property. But no buffalo were injured during the incident. What a way to go. Water buffalo, what a way to go. We always do that joke. But we're going to end on a good one. This is the story of Alison and Dean Ling from Cheltenham in Kent. And they lost their beloved 25-year-old cat Kizzy in 2021. She failed to come home. She gone missing. Right? But after 2 years apart, Kizzy was returned. They managed to catch her. Here she is. She's 25 years old. They managed to catch the cat and get her back to her owners. There you go. And they said that when she smelt them, when she could smell their scent, she started to cry. Little. But yeah, there you go. Been away for 2 years. But yeah, she was assessed, but they couldn't find a microchip, so they assumed she was a stray. But then when they put out an appeal to find her owners, Alison realised, she recognised her impoverished looking cat. She was like, yeah, that's my old cat, that is. But yeah, when Kizzy was first seen, they thought she was dead. They saw her lying in the gutter, emaciated. And she only weighed 2.5 kilos. She had worms and fleas and couldn't walk because of her claws. And yeah, she's all fixed now. But did you know the oldest cat in the world is Rosie? It was a fluffy tortoiseshell who's 31 and lives in Norwich. There we go. We'll end it there. And we'll see if there's anybody. Well, I know there's people in the chat, so I've got the chat window open. But we've got 9 people in. That's not bad. Andrew's in. He said, I'll just have me tea. Cup of tea. I hope I'm feeling better. yeah, the bruising's come out on me. You can't really tell it, but I've got a bit of bruising there, and you know, just I'm still sore. I'm still sore. So there we go. Fasana says, "You're still here." I'm still here. Just about. How goes it? Oh, I had a fall. I fell over the dog yesterday, so I'm a bit sore. I fell over. Not very good. Dog cam. She's not here. She's outside. Arizin says, "Better tie his kangaroo down." As he goes into the ovens, they'll say, "Can you tell us what he is yet?" Well done. Gareth in says, "Hey Darren, I'm still recovering from your hilarious review of the new Yes album." I don't know if it was hilarious. Some people said I didn't go in hard enough, but I said it was a bit like drop kicking a pensioner. I just didn't have any heart to do it. You know, it's just like, ugh. But somebody very kindly posted, go and look on the comment section, because somebody collected all the positive reviews, including a review from Prog magazine. I think it was done by the Ginger Pig, where they are literally blowing, well, gusts of smoke up Steve Howe's arsehole. But there you go. If you like it, fine. They implore us to be open-minded. I'm open-minded. It's shit. But there you go. So yeah, go and check that out. Gareth says, "Most men can't find the right spot on the shrine to kiss." Indeed, very good. Fasana says, "Instruction on how to turn off light bulbs." What the F? Safety indeed. But people forget, don't they? They're in a hurry. But I mean, you can, again, in this day and age, they could do this all remotely. They could have the light switches all, you know, smart switches, to just turn everything off. There's no reason for it. And after a certain time, all the lights go off. It's really easy. Run's in, he says hi. Hi, Run. Or Clive. Fasano says, "What a bummer about the kill by car. Glad you ended on a high note." Yeah, I know. I thought it was a good story, but sad story. But, you know. And Zeb's in. He says, "Have a nice day." I'm going to try. Should be a good day today. Should be a good day. Everyone says, "Late on parade." I know, I was a bit early. Because the kids come home from school earlier on a Tuesday. So to get the dog out, I've got to do this. Oh, it's complicated. Life. And Gareth says, "I've listened to some of it and it's so dull on the ears." Indeed. It's not, it's dull. It's boring. It's not, you know, if you want to hear something meandering along, it's not even fun. Again, the last decent album was Fly From Here. And at least, I know it was looking back and I was using old material, but at least there was a sense of fun in it, you know, and it sounded vaguely like Yes, doing Yes. But this is just, you don't need me to go on. But hey, it's Mike Oldfield week this week. It's where we're going to get Mike Oldfield again. More Mike Oldfield. Hooray! Hooray! So I guess I'll have to review Mike Oldfield again. And Zeb says, "New Yes." Nah. And Roman asks, "Will you go to the next Roger Waters concert?" I would never go to a Roger Waters concert. Never. Why would anyone go to a Roger Waters concert? He lip syncs. And no, and he's been doing that since the 80s. So no. Not unless, I don't know, I'd wear a Ukraine flag t-shirt and have a big Ukraine flag banner. If I could do that, but with my wrist and my feet, I don't know, I don't think I could do that. Anyway, thank you for watching. That was the news. I'm killing the channel, one video at a time. You know you gotta drink it up.